Word to wise, grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple light.
Before we get started, it only takes 2 clicks to become one of Earth's mightiest subscribers. Click, click. Before we jump into today's video, I wanted to talk to you real quick about a website called Juaso Graphics. It's a really awesome website. You can find all sorts of clothes and other items themed after some of your favorite animes like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, My Hero Academia, but with a little bit of Blerd seasoning on it. Not only that, you can get 10% off your entire purchase if you use the promo code Blerd Without Fear. So go check out the website, get some awesome apparel, and let them know the Blerd Without Fear sent you. What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's Ernie, Blerd Without Fear. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about Maximum Carnage. This is a book that is literally spread across multiple webhead titles spanning Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, and Spider-Man Unlimited. To get started, we are going to break this down into several parts, and this is the first part and is going to tackle Spider-Man Unlimited number 1, Web of Spider-Man number 101, and Spider-Man number 378, and to show you exactly why Spider-Man and Venom need all the help that they can get to take down Carnage this time. Let's go! When this story kicks off, we learn that Peter Parker and MJ are attending Harry Osborn's funeral after his death in Spectacular Spider-Man number 200. Thanks to all the weirdness in the air between hardly anyone showing up to the funeral, you know, because the freaking Green Goblin, Felicia Hardy, the Black Cat being one of the only people in attendance who knows Parker's secret Spidey life, Liz Osborn's an emotional wreck as a widow, would tend to be, and because of Harry's death and Liz's distress, Parker and MJ realize that if they're going to make their relationship work, they're going to have to make a promise to each other. And by work, I mean MJ stops smoking and Peter takes a break from being Spider-Man. I mean, not stop being Spider-Man, just take a week or 2 off. And I'm gonna be honest with you, well, this promise couldn't have come at a worse time because meanwhile, at Ravencroft, Cletus is being transferred over to this facility after spending some time in the vault, and thanks to Dr. Pornella, who seems to believe she can rehabilitate Cletus now that he, quotey fingers, no longer has the Carnage symbiote, Cletus is able to escape. Unbeknownst to the doctors at the vault, the Carnage symbiote had been hiding in Cletus's bloodstream since his last battle with Spider-Man and Venom, and now that he's ready to strike, he cuts a swath across the Ravencroft facilities. And as he continues his reign of terror, killing both inmates and prison staff indiscriminately, Carnage realizes he has a fan. At first, he aims to kill this would-be fangirl, but turns out that she's the mutant known as Shriek, in what is literally her first appearance, in Spider-Man Unlimited number 1. She's a deadly psychopath. Not unlike Carnage himself, Carnage realizes that this is a girl after his own black, twisted, desiccated heart. And once they stumble across Doppelganger, a remnant of the Infinity War, one of the deadly clones still trapped on this Earth, Doppelganger attacks them, but before Carnage can utterly run this creature's fade, Carnage learns why Shriek is an asset when she reveals her skill set, high-frequency sonic blasts, something she uses to make her point that she wants to keep Doppelganger and treat him like their own twisted little baby/pet. And Carnage is no fool. He knows that this woman could utterly destroy him, so he agrees. The good news is, Carnage, Shriek, and Doppelganger make one weirdly cute, cohesive, happy family, in a weird, twisted way. The bad news, it only takes the combined might of Shriek and Doppelganger to beat the brakes off Spider-Man. Spidey is throwing good hands, but at the end of the day, between Shriek constantly firing sonic blast at him and Doppelganger's ridiculous combination of speed and strength, Spidey can barely keep up. He even gets his ribs broken during this fight, and it only took 2 of them. Even though Spidey manages to take down Shriek, Doppelganger is still able to send him careening off the roof of a building down to the streets below, just in time for a street gang to take advantage of a disoriented wall crawler. But lucky for him, Cloak and Dagger are more than enough to help scare off the would-be gangsters. I mean, spending 5 seconds in the dark dimension is more than enough to make just about anyone wish they wore their brown pants. But what has Carnage been up to while the wifey and baby Jacked-Arms were playing? Well, Carnage went back to visit an old friend, J. Jonah Jameson. But this time, he didn't come to kill 3J. He came to deliver a message he once plastered all over the front pages of the Daily Bugle, that simply reads, "Carnage in New York." More than enough to get the attention of one Eddie Brock, the lethal protector who literally just landed in LaGuardia fresh off his stay in San Fran. Let's just say Venom is not happy. Venom doesn't want to piss off Spidey and mess up the tenets of their truce as of Amazing Spider-Man number 375. However, Spidey will just have to sit and spin because Carnage can give his soul to Null, but his ass belongs to the lethal protector. Back with Cloak and Dagger, they're able to heal Spidey up and get him mostly back on the mend thanks to Dagger's healing light, but he's not off the hook yet. You see, Doppelganger and Shriek have been keeping tabs on his whereabouts and followed them back to the church. Shriek and Dagger seem to be evenly matched, and though Doppelganger is, more than a match for Spidey, Cloak's presence is more than enough to protect the broken spider. So now is the appropriate time for Carnage to do a run-in and even the odds. Carnage is stretching Spider-Man to his limit, and though Shriek was more than a match for Dagger, it turns out being trapped inside Cloak's dark dimension has little to no effect on Shriek. She's been there before when she was shot in the head and thrown into Cloak's, cloak. It's how her mutant X gene was awakened. She's practically at home there. This is one of those things that as of this particular moment, we don't necessarily know what's happened. Cloak doesn't even seem to really know what's going on, but Shriek already kind of has a built-in backstory with Cloak and Dagger that at this point hasn't really been explored yet, it's only been teased. And more importantly, Shriek's power is more than enough to hurt Cloak, but Dagger steps in and takes a full force sonic blast from Shriek that ends her. Atomizing Dagger into nothingness, and the explosion from Dagger being killed ends up breaking up the fight, and once everyone regathers their senses, Carnage is feeling some type of way thanks to Shriek constantly taking kill shots at Spidey, and this has put a little bit of a damper on his already brief relationship with Shriek. He's tired of Shriek thinking this is an equal opportunity outfit, or that just because her power is his greatest weakness, that she's the leader in all of this. He's Michael, she's Tito. Spider-Man is his and his alone to kill, and Shriek needs to know her place in their union. So he shows her by slapping the taste out of her mouth, a move that is problematic as all get out, but it's Carnage and he's a terrible person, so yeah. Not even Doppelganger can protect her because Carnage will piece him up too. And this is just kind of more of a way to show you just how dysfunctional of a family this is. Shriek is in love. I'm talking head over heels, bad decisions, letting her man borrow her car all day while she's at work. Dumb in love. To the point, all she cares about is being with Carnage. She'll do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, however he wants, as long as she can be with him. She doesn't care if he slaps her around, which is just wild. And Carnage is eating it all up, to the point he already has his next target in mind, and they're gonna go after Central Park. And all the while, from the shadows, a familiar challenger has placed his quarter on the arcade cabinet and wants in on Carnage's little sick, twisted Manson family, Demogoblin. Once known as Hobgoblin, Demogoblin sold his soul to a demon named Nastris, and in exchange, he's gained the power to defeat his enemies, and he wants in for one specific reason: Doppelganger. Doppelganger and Demogoblin have a really interesting connection because of the fact that during Infinity War, when Adam Warlock defeated Magus and all of the Doppelgangers were destroyed, the reason why Doppelganger still lives is because Demogoblin used his demonic magic to keep him alive. Not only that, but Doppelganger has 2 death rates inside of him that are the result of some shenanigans that went down apparently in Spirits of Venom, which I'm not going to go into here. I may make a video on that later if there is interest, but just know they're there. Meanwhile, at the Parker residence, MJ is still desperately waiting for Parker to come home. One little detail I forgot to mention earlier in this is that when Spidey encountered Shriek and Doppelganger, he was supposed to be coming back with Chinese takeout. That was during dinner hours. It's damn near the middle of the night now, and not only was MJ worried, but she's also pissed. She calms down when she realizes he's okay, but the second Pete is talking about going back out to try and stop Carnage and telling MJ what's at stake, she ain't hearing it. But Spidey gotta do what Spidey gotta do, and oddly enough, he stumbles across Demogoblin, still wandering New York while he waits to make his move on Carnage's crew. And even Demogoblin seems to be more than Spidey can handle right now. They battle it out in the New York skyline, but old Demo has a new trick up his sleeve that puts his typical pumpkin bombs to shame. A dark force pumpkin bomb that envelops Spidey and rocks him to his core, literally making him feel like he's trapped in the dark dimension. But luckily, at this particular point in publication, the city loves Spider-Man. Mostly. And the people watching them fight step up and try to help him, even a priest who tries to exorcise Demogoblin. And though Demo gets chin-checked for his trouble, Spidey's unable to take him down for good. And while in Central Park, Team Carnage had been wildin' on New Yorkers, running fades on site to the tune of dozens of bloody murders. And just in time to be intercepted by Venom, which would normally be a minor nuisance for Carnage. But today, with Shriek and Doppelganger by his side, Carnage is maximum trouble for Venom. They beat the brakes off Venom so bad that in the wee hours of the night, Peter and MJ get a knock at the door. It's a barely conscious, beaten nearly half to death, Venom. Now, this is a big deal because you gotta think about something. The fact that Venom and MJ already have a bit of a sordid past because of what happened in Amazing Spider-Man number 300. She is absolutely positively terrified of Venom, and Venom is a lot of the reason why Mary Jane was so terrified of even Spider-Man sometimes, because she would see him in the black costume, even when he was still just wearing a normal costume, not even the alien costume, just a normal, regular, everyday costume that looked like the Venom symbiote. It freaked her out, and Venom is fully aware of this and is fully aware that he and Spider-Man do not need to be in the same room at the same time. That really says something that Venom literally came to Spider-Man's home and passed out on his doorstep. That is how desperate the situation is, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, for those who aren't familiar with the story arc, it's only gonna get worse. But anyways, let me know what you think about Maximum Carnage so far. Sound off in the comments. So hey, you made it to the end of the video. Awesome for you. If you enjoyed this video, and if you made it this far, I don't see how you didn't, do me a favor. Hulk smash that like button. And if you want to see more awesome videos like this one, make sure you click subscribe so you can become one of Earth's mightiest subscribers, and tap that bell so you know when I post up. Also, feel free to go check out my Patreon, where if you chuck in a buck, you can get early access to most of my videos up to a week early. And if you have time, make sure you swing by nerd901.com, where you can find more of my content as well as other amazing stuff. Anyways, until next time, I love you 3000 plus ultra.